Okay, dokie. Now, one of you sent me this video, and I promise you haven't seen anything this delusional all week. Mikey Smith?
Creaky Blender here again. You want to know how mental I am?
Yeah, that Mikey Smith cold called the editor-in-chief of National Geographic to prove that all their amazing photos of space are fake because they use Photoshop. I'm not making this up, I swear. So today we're breaking down the full call. Why his Photoshop claim is totally wrong, and what his next plan is to prove that the Earth is flat.
Shut up and sit down, you big bald f***.
Please subscribe. Do you know, I'm sure that Mikey's grasp of reality gets smaller and smaller with every video he publishes. To think that the editor of a national publication, a Pulitzer Prize winner, is just sitting by the phone waiting to debate his childish flat earth conspiracy is just insane. But anyway, over to you, Mikey.
Hi, thanks for calling National Geographic.
Hi.
Some of us
Thank you for calling the circus.
Right now, you know, exploring the ocean, protecting wildlife. Please hold for your options.
Producing fake images.
Okay, let's talk about a circus. Now, a circus uses illusions and misdirection to entertain people. They make you think a tiger disappeared when it really just walked behind a curtain. That's a circus, Mikey. And you know what National Geographic does? They take real, documented data from space and then they process it so we can actually see what's happening light years away. The only circus here is the one-man show you were running, Mikey. You were the one confusing engineered reality with a fake, like, for example, your flat earth model, but every circus needs a clown, and Mikey fits the bill perfectly.
Thank you for calling National Geographic. My name is Amanda, and how can I help you?
Oh yes, how you doing today?
I'm fine.
I'm just curious if Susan Goldberg was available to talk to. She's the editor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, we got... Okay. So, did you push 0 when
No.
you called that number?
Yeah, no, I just pushed,
Okay.
yeah,
If you don't push 0, then it directs you back to the magazine department.
Oh, I see, okay.
I think maybe I might have talked to you before. Is it in regards to that issue on the...
The magazine? Yeah, the catalog, yeah.
Right, first off, we've got to address the ridiculousness of his method. He's cold calling a major institution and immediately asking for Susan Goldberg, the editor-in-chief at the time. Now, it's already clear that the poor woman who's answered the phone already knows who Mikey is and why he's calling. I would love to have been a fly on the wall for that call transfer. Hi, Susan, it's reception here. That insane Canadian guy who thinks space is fake is on the line for you. Shall I patch him through? Mike, you're a grown-up. Prank calling people is something you should have grown out of when you were still an actual child. And I know he acts like a child, but this is taking things a little bit too far, even for somebody like Mikey.
Oh, the space one?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm curious about the images, where they got the images from of the planets and stars and all the other interesting things that go on there.
Do you know what's funny about Mikey? Well, I know there's a lot of things funny about him, but I mean one particular thing. He's all over YouTube screaming into the abyss that all the images we have of Earth, stars and space are fake, but his pictures of stars, well, they're all 100% flat earther approved real. How does that work, Mike? How is it that you were able to take real pictures of a place you claim yourself is fake, actual space agencies like NASA and every other space agency, well, they are all faking theirs?
Why?
Right. They're probably not in.
Okay.
But I mean, like, you can call back this number, press 0, to speak with an operator, and then tell them you want to talk to Susan Goldberg.
Okay.
Otherwise, you can send an email to the editor.
Okay.
It's just editor@natgeo.com.
Ah, okay, cool. And is she the only editor around, or?
I don't want to keep repeating myself, but that poor woman. Now, Mikey's video was titled Flat Earther Phones National Geographic Again and Almost Has Luck. How do you almost have luck, Mikey? That's like saying I almost won the lottery because I drove past the store. And I'm sure there are other editors, pal, but I doubt any of them will want to speak to you either. But maybe I'm wrong, so let's see where this goes.
Like, is there
That's
other
the
editors?
only one they have listed on our site. They probably do have other editors, but that's just the only one that is listed here
Okay.
for us to give information to.
Okay. Is there any questions that I could ask you maybe, like, about the catalog at all, or would you know anything about it, or?
That's like asking the guy who fills the vending machines at NASA HQ to give you an explanation about rocket propulsion. You're asking the wrong person and making her day significantly harder than it needs to be. Trust me, as a former business owner, I can promise you there is nothing worse than getting a phone call from an idiot. But feel free to ask her why National Geographic fakes images of space in your opinion. I'm sure if nothing else, she'll get a good laugh out of it.
Like the editing that goes on, or because I'm curious about the images that are in the current catalog with the space, Explore Space or whatever it is and stuff. And the images that are there don't look like they're, like, they look like they've been, like, made on a computer, like with a photo program or Photoshop or something like that.
Well, I'm going to save Nat Geo the hold music and just answer him right now. Yeah, Mikey, they use computers. They use computers to process photos taken by telescopes that are millions of miles away in space. That's not a conspiracy, that's just how we receive the data. Telescopes like the Hubble and the James Webb aren't just taking a snapshot with a disposable camera. They collect data. Tons of it, in wavelengths that are completely invisible to the human eye. Things like infrared, ultraviolet and X-rays. And then scientists take those separate black and white data streams and they use a computer program to assign colours to them. It's called colour imaging. And they do it to make the invisible data visible. They're not faking a planet. They're essentially giving us a superpower so that we can see what the gas in a nebula is made of. It's a visualization, not a deception. It's like complaining that an X-ray of your broken arm isn't in full colour 4K.
And what was that? I'm going to get that email from you again. Just give me a second to write it.
Editor.
Okay, yeah, just give me a second to write it down here. Okay, yeah.
Sure.
You need a pen to write down one word. Now, I've got an awful memory, Mikey, but even I remember that the email address you need is editor@natgeo.com. It's short, simple, and even a flat earther should remember it.
Okay.
Okay. So
Yep.
it's editor at nat, so NAT.
Yeah.
And then geo.com.
geo.com. Okay, awesome.
Mike, this is your investigation. This is your big gotcha moment against global science. You didn't even have a pen ready, and you're acting like you just won a contest and they've given you the address to pick up the prize. You can send as many emails as you like, pal. That's what spam folders are for.
I'll swing it.
Hopefully she'll be able to answer those questions.
Okay.
for you.
Yeah, and that email would be directly to her, or just an editor in general, or do you know, or?
That will go directly to her.
Okay, cool. Okay, awesome. And then maybe I could give her a call, or she can reply to my email, or give me a call at home or something like that, or...
Well, at least he's managing his expectations. He's failing miserably, but at least he's trying. And I promise you, Mikey, you have got more chance of ringing up Facebook and getting Mark Zuckerberg on the phone. Do you really think that the editor-in-chief of National Geographic is going to get a ranting email sent to a generic inbox about Photoshop, and that she's then going to stop her entire day to personally call you at home? That email is going straight to the conspiracy theorist folder, buddy.
I'm not your buddy, friend. He's not your friend, guy.
She's not calling anyone back, let alone an idiot flat earther.
Right. Yeah, go ahead and include that in the email, and hopefully she will do that.
Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, because I'm just, like I said, I'm just kind of concerned about where these images were taken, because they don't look like they're, like, taken from Hubble telescope or anything like that, like actually in space. They look like they've been actually produced on the computer, you know.
And I'm sure your concerns have been given the attention they deserve, Mike. Now, we've all heard flat earthers like Mikey yelling fake whenever they see an image that they know destroys their worldview. But the one thing I personally have never seen a flat earther do is explain to us, or better still, show us what these images should look like. Because calling them fake is one thing, you're all really good at that. But showing us why? Not so much. And also, isn't it a little hypocritical, Mike, to say that your photos are real, even though you don't think space is real? So I will ask you again, why are your photos of space real, but National Geographics and NASA's and every other space agencies are all fake? I'm genuinely curious. Have you got anything to add?
In the meantime, I think I'm going to be phoning the railroad systems or companies and ask them what the deal is with how they do with train tracks and what the what's the word, incline, what's the I think it's only like a 2 per 3 the grade, there you go, 2 or 3% grade or something I think trains can only handle. And I want to ask them, over a 50 or 60 mile length of track, if there was a 1,700 foot hill in that length of track, would the train be able to get up that incline? If there was, you know, obviously there would be an incline or a little bit of a hump or whatever, but yeah, I just want to know if it would have enough oomph or power or gutso to get up the damn hill.
Okay, so the Nat Geo call was a bust. Where does Flat Earth's premier investigative journalist pivot to next? To NASA? Maybe the Canadian Space Agency? No? He says he's going to start phoning the railroad systems to ask them the grade of their tracks. Brilliant, I bet they're looking forward to it. A train's grade is a civil engineering problem. It's about steepness and engine power. The railroad engineers are worried about friction, keeping the engine from stalling and making sure the train doesn't roll backwards. They're worried about hills, not the shape of the Earth. The Earth's curvature is a physics problem. It's a subtle, gradual drop. Over 60 miles, the train wouldn't even notice it. Anyway, if you've seen a video you'd like me to respond to, like the person who sent me this one, and I wish I could remember who it was and where they sent it to me, because I could give them a shout out then, but I'm an idiot so I can't. But you can always email Creaky at creakyblinder.com and I will take a peek. And I will see you at 7 p.m. on Sunday night for another fun-packed episode of the Creaky Blinder Show live, and I'll have another video which will be premiering on Sunday night at 9 p.m. immediately after the stream. So thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all on Sunday. Love you. Bye.
Out of everything that's on the internet, this is the best thing.
Anyway, me and Mrs. Blind were watching TV last night and the announcer said there's a documentary about the clitoris on the red button. I couldn't find it.
I don't think so. No, 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 no. I don't think so. No, 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 no. It's never, ever, 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 ever.